All right, so we're 23 days out now. As of today, filming this, when you watch this, it's probably gonna be, fuck me, what's 7 take away 23? 18? 15?
No, 16.
16? Whatever it is. It is. I've got diet brain, right? It's been, what, 11 weeks now that I've been dieting, 12 weeks maybe. 11 or 12 weeks dieting and deficit now. So brain fog is definitely kicking in. And also me and Ryan have just spent the past 2 hours?
Yeah.
2 hours doing like a practice shoot. Hence why, one, I'm super dark and tanned at the moment, which I've never been. You have a sneak preview of that tan line there if you like. Can you see that? You can see that now, right? That's my tan lines at the moment. And hence why I've got a coffee in hand as well at the moment, just because I need some energy for the training session I'm about to take you through. So what we're gonna do in this video is we're gonna run through an entire pull session that I'm gonna be running today, that I've been running through my entire prep for this diet. And then also I'm gonna be giving you some tips for that workout and talking a little bit more about my diet update and how everything's going for the photo shoot. So first exercise that we are covering here is going to be a single arm lat pull down. Now what I see most people doing wrong with this exercise, they end up feeling it too much in their biceps. And the main reason being is when they do this exercise, they pull in towards themselves. And when it comes to any like pull exercise, this is going to sound counterintuitive. Don't think about pulling, think about pushing your elbow rather than pulling the weight. Because what will happen is when you pull, you'll over tense the bicep because you'll shorten and contract that too much. But whereas when you think about really pushing the elbow back and down, it takes the bicep out of the movement more and solely puts all the tension into your back muscles and your lats instead. So the biggest tip that I can give you for this is just make sure as you do it, think about pushing that elbow back and down rather than pulling that weight towards you, and it'll make a big difference to how much you feel it in those back muscles. And one thing you always want to make sure when you're doing this exercise in particular as well is make sure you really lock yourself in with that opposite hand, otherwise that weight's going to pull you forward. So push in as hard as you can, and then from there you're good to go. Because we're so close to finishing up for the photo shoot now and finishing the diet, my strength has been taking a plummeting recently. Like I've lost 16 pounds now, I believe it is, which is 10% of my body weight. So it's quite a lot. I've lost quite a lot of weight. And obviously with that and being in a deficit for such a long period of time, it's gonna take its toll on your body. Like the things that I'm doing at the moment isn't sustainable. Like it's not about sustainability at this point. It's just about getting as lean as I possibly can and looking as good as I can. But looking as good as I can comes with feeling pretty shit alongside of it, just because you've been in a deficit and because you're doing things to the extreme, right? I'm doing a lot of cardio, I'm doing a lot of steps, I'm in a restricted calorie diet for such a long period of time. So I'm just noticing that my strength is massively pulling back in these past couple of weeks. So what I've been doing is just bringing down the weight in some of the exercises that I'm doing and just more focusing on stimulating the muscles as much as I can, rather than just trying to shift as much weight as possible. And I'm okay with that. Like a lot of people let it psychologically get to them if they don't progress every single week. But as long as I can feel it stimulating the areas that I want to, I feel okay. And yeah, I'm just gonna keep running with it. And once I get my calories up, we should be all good. Best things ever, these little additional weights that you can put on. Makes a big difference when you're training pretty hard. Like just that extra little bit of weight can make a massive difference. I can't get used to looking down at my legs. I just can't get used to looking at my fucking limbs, my bold arms as well. Anyway, so yeah, we're going into hamstrings now. So what I like to do is to break, when I do a full body session, I like to break things up. So I've done an upper body exercise. Now I'm gonna let my upper body recover, gain some energy back. So I'm gonna go into a lower body exercise, and then I'm gonna go through my workout just like that. Whereas a lot of people, they'll do like leg exercise, leg exercise, leg exercise, and then wonder why they see their performance drop so much. Whereas when you actually space it out a little bit more and you go upper body, let that recover, lower body, let that recover, upper body, it just flows so much better. You keep your energy and momentum a lot more. So if you are someone that's doing like full body sessions or just doing lower body, upper body days, try and space the exercises out that they end up like not going against each other. So you're not doing the same muscle group back to back. And I promise it makes a massive difference to your performance throughout that training session. So yeah, the reason that I am so tanned today, I wanted to do a mock photo shoot because I've been debating whether to actually stop dieting at this point, even though I'm still 3 weeks away from my photo shoot. And the main reason being, now Becca says that I'm overthinking it and she doesn't think it looks that bad, but I'm noticing like brow bones like come through here and I feel like Neanderthalish. Can you see it, Ryan? Neanderthal.
No, I think I did overworry.
Yeah, fair. I think that's what I've been thinking about because like, that's the one thing I haven't wanted to change a lot is my face. Like I worry about having like a gaunt face because although it's about how my body looks at the photo shoot, I don't want to look like a Skeletor at the same time. So it's always been thinking about that, but doing this mock photo shoot today, I actually think I'm okay to keep pushing basically. From what I've seen, I can definitely get leaner yet, so I am going to continue to push, but I did want to test the boundaries today and decide how it's going to look, and then also just to get some good shots and some good edits and stuff like that before the actual photo shoot as well, so I can start using that going forward. But yeah, I'm debating like, well, it's the tan. It's how dark I'm gonna have to go. It's gonna be a bit weird, but we're gonna roll with it. I'm just gonna embrace it basically. Like there's always gonna be a part during your journey where you kind of think about like, not ducking out, I guess, but like where you're thinking like, should I be doing this or should I be pushing it? And I think everyone goes through that phase no matter what journey they're taking. And it only takes for you to like, I guess you just need to embrace it. And that's what I need to do. We got 3 weeks. I'm only doing probably ever one photo shoot. So I need to go all in and just go for it, embrace it, see how lean I can get. And then from there, things are changeable, right? This is what I say to my clients all the time. Like nothing's definitive, nothing's finite. Like we're always able to adapt and change depending on like your lifestyle, your needs and stuff like that. So yeah, after doing this today, I am gonna go for it. So we'll see how lean we get in another 3 weeks. So a quick tip for the hamstring curl. A lot of people complain about how much they feel it in their calves. And the main reason being is that starting point of this movement. So the first I think is around like 15 to 20% from here to here. Your calves are actually initiating the movement. And the reason being is like, basically, the calves and the hamstrings cross over the back of the knee like so. So the hamstrings come down, the calves come up like so, and they kind of cross over. So for that very reason, the very first part of the movement, that first like 15 to 20%, let's say, the calves are doing some contraction to pull your shin up towards this point. So if you are someone that feels your calves during this exercise and they're taking over your hamstrings, what you can actually do is instead of going all the way down to the bottom, just start from this point each time. So holding from here, squeezing up to your bum, slowly releasing down to that point, and then again back up from there. All that's going to do is just take the tension out of like your calves initiating the movement, and therefore all that tension can stay through your hamstrings through the entire set. So next we are moving back to upper body, like I said, so switching between the two. So back into another pulling exercise, which is going to be T-bar rows, which is one of my favorite upper back exercises. So yeah, we'll get into it and I'll walk you through it. So yeah, T-bar rows then, I don't know why, it's just always been one of my favorite exercises. I think any sort of like bent over barbell row I've always loved. I just feel it really now, my upper back, my rear delts. So yeah, I'll run through a set and then we can go through some tips for you guys if you're wanting to give this bad boy a go. So when it comes to the T-bar rows, the main thing that I see people doing wrong is, again, it's that whole pulling thing like I talked about earlier. They think about pulling the weight up. So when they pull, they end up pulling through their body to assist, and then for using their lower back, taking some of the tension off their upper back. But again, if we go back to that pushing movement, when we're down here, if you think about pushing your elbows past the body and almost driving your chest forward slightly, what you end up doing is not moving the upper body back and forth and then using the lower back to lift, but what you can do is really utilize the upper back muscles. And what we're trying to do is we want to keep the elbows around 45 degrees or upwards a little bit more, because from here to here is going to be more like rear delts and upper back. Any exercise where we keep the elbows in tight is going to be more lats. So if you're wanting to target more of the upper back, 45 degrees and above, anything for lats, elbows nice and tight. So at this point of the diet as well, like because I've been doing it for so long and lost so much weight, even like getting my steps in is getting super difficult. Like just trying to, like, I don't know, my legs are like lead basically. So there's been some evenings where I've literally struggled to like get up off the sofa, go for a walk and stuff, just because it's so fatiguing. And I don't think people understand, or people don't like to lean into the difficulty. As soon as something gets hard, they want to push away, it's wrong, don't do it side of things. But in all honesty, like, it is difficult getting lean for anyone. Like, it's meant to be hard. The reason that not many people can get very lean, and the reason why there's a lot of like people who are overweight and struggling, is because it's difficult. Like, honestly, it is hard, and it's hard for everyone. And the reason that I'm mentioning this and bringing this up is because I guess it's somewhat comforting knowing that even people who do this for their lifestyle and their job find it difficult. It's not easy, it's a tough thing to do. And that's okay that you struggle, that's okay that you find it hard, but you have to keep going and pushing through those like struggles, because on the other side, it feels great because you accomplish it, you start achieving your goals and you feel amazing off the back of it. So just know that it is difficult and it is meant to be difficult doing it, but the more that you stick at it and the more that you push through those difficulties, the easier it does become, because you just build momentum through getting results. And just remember, this isn't forever. Like, it's not forever for me trying to lose weight, it's not going to be ever for you. You're going to get to the point where you're like happy, you're confident, you're feeling good, and you're going to want to maintain that. So what you do from that point is increase your calories, because you don't need to be in dieting calories once you're at your goal weight. So you can increase calories, maintain that weight, and things just feel like more energizing, things feel easier, you got more flexibility of stuff. So yeah, just know that it's hard for everyone, but just know also that it won't be this way forever. And once you get to that place that you're happy, it's going to be a lot easier. So with the hyperextensions, again, this is an exercise that a lot of people complain about feeling it in their lower back. First thing is, like, that is okay. Like, your lower back will be working during this exercise, but everyone really panics as soon as they start feeling it there. But the reason that you feel it more in your lower back, and this is what I learned, and this, like, it made sense, it made so much sense, but basically, when you're training a muscle, it's filling up with blood. Now, if you think about like one of the big round balloons, right? It takes ages to blow it up, right? You're breathing and breathing and breathing, and eventually it starts to stretch. Whereas you think about the really long like sausage balloons, right? Only a couple breaths and it's kind of like full and stretching. That's what happens with your lower back. Because it's such a long, thin muscle, it inflates quicker, so it gets pumped more, so you feel it aching more quite quickly. So people panic because it's my lower back, I need to be careful, but it's okay, like, it will be working. However, if you're looking to build your hamstrings and glutes, we don't want your lower back being the limiting factor. We want to make sure your glutes and hamstrings are your limiting factor. So I'm going to sound like a broken record when it comes to pulling versus pushing, but again, if you think about pulling yourself up, you're going to be hyperextending through your lower back and lifting yourself up using those lower back muscles. Whereas what we actually want to be doing is thinking about pushing your hips down into that pad. Drive your heels down into the plate, push your hips into the pad, and then what you'll start to notice is that you'll start using your hamstrings and glutes more rather than your lower back. So again, it's all about that push rather than that pull, even on the pulling exercises. So yeah, what I'm going to be doing during this set, again, I'm going to be really thinking about my hips pushing down into the pad and squeezing my ass cheeks rather than being here and thinking about lifting my upper body up like so, because that's when I'm going to feel it in my lower back. So again, tucking down and then just pushing the hips down like so, and you can see the difference already. So when it comes to bicep training, what a lot of people get wrong is not what they think a bicep curl is, but when they do a curl, they think the objective is to try and curl in as close as you can to your shoulder, like so. So when doing the exercise, they think about trying to bring it in nice and close. But the problem is, like, you're coming outside of your active range of movement for your biceps. Because if my elbow, particularly on this exercise where I'm training my biceps in the lengthened range because my arm's behind me, when I contract and shorten my bicep as much as I can, that's as far as I can get. That's a full contraction in the bicep. For me to try and get this fist to my shoulder, I have to bring my elbow forward and curl my wrist towards this position, which takes the tension off of the bicep. As soon as I start lifting forwards, this is my front shoulder doing the work, right? I can keep my arms straight and move in this path of movement like so. That's all the front of my shoulder. But from here, as soon as I squeeze, it may seem like I've got ages left to go, but that is my bicep fully shortened. So whenever you're training your biceps, don't think about trying to curl in towards your shoulders. Just imagine something like a grape is in between the crease of your elbow. You're trying to crush it as much as you can like so. Slowly release back out, get that stretch, and then just imagine you're trying to crush it, and then you'll keep all that tension in your biceps. So going back to like how hard dieting actually is, the last week has been not a nightmare, but it's been testing me very much. It was Becca's 30th birthday last week, so we ended up going away for a night, staying away. So, well, to be fair, her parents took us out for food before that, so I had to try and navigate that meal. Then we had the birthday few days that we were away, and trying to navigate meals there was difficult, like trying to say no to foods and stuff when it's abundant, when I'm hungry, when I'm constantly thinking about food. But the hardest bit was this weekend where we had a wedding. If you know me, ice cream is my thing. Like, I love ice cream and cereal. Those are like my go-to treats. And while we were at this wedding, it was a super hot day, like it was stunning. And they had like, well, do you remember like the old school like bikes? Do you remember these that used to bring the like ice cream on the little cart at the front? One of them was there, and it was giving out free ice cream to everyone. And it was so tempting to have it. Like, they had like my favorite stuff, which is like a mango sorbet, which I discovered last week is the best thing I've ever tasted in my life. And then they also had like a white chocolate raspberry or vanilla raspberry, something like that. I had 3 licks of Becca's ice cream, and that was it. Like, I didn't get my own. I chose to avoid it because, again, like, that didn't align with my goals. And a lot of people will, one, either assume that I can eat what I want and get away with it, because I've had that all my life, that people say that. But 2, people will just like be like, oh, it's okay, I'll just have it. But for me, I'm like, I've got this goal of this photo shoot I want to get in shape for. I have to say no to that food because it doesn't align with my goals. And then later on, to top it off, they brought out freshly baked cookies for everyone. They went quite quickly, so that was quite good, but they kept restocking it and restocking it. So it wasn't even like, okay, out of sight, out of mind, it's gone now. They kept bringing more and more out. And again, cookies are great, right? Who doesn't love freshly baked freaking cookies? I had a nibble of Becca's and that was like literally it. And again, like, it's difficult. It's difficult to say no to those foods. Like, I don't want to say no to those foods. And people's constantly question me, like at the wedding and stuff as well, like, I don't know how you do it, how'd you get in shape like this? And I'm like, because you're not saying no to any of this stuff. Like, you're eating everything and you're having a bottle of wine, you're doing all this stuff. If you observe me, I'm not doing any of that things. I'm saying no to those things because I put my goals above everything else. Like, I put that on a higher tier, if you will, than 5 minutes of pleasure. Yeah, that ice cream would have tasted fucking amazing in that moment, right? And then the cookies would have done as well. But nothing will taste, it sounds so cheesy and so corny, but nothing will taste sweeter than like accomplishing my goals and knowing that I stuck to my guns and like done the hard things to get there, say no to things when I didn't necessarily want to say no. And again, it's just showing that this is difficult, this is hard, and it's pushing me more and more at this stage. But again, I'm just thinking 3 weeks, 3 weeks, 3 weeks, and then I can have more flexibility. I've already got my meal lined out as well, what I'm gonna have. From the start, I said I'm not gonna have a meal lined out. I was like, I'll be fine, I'll be okay. But now it's getting to the end, I'm like thinking about food and craving. So I'll save it until the next point. After I finish the next set of my next exercise, I'll tell you what it is. You can have a guess, you can try and think while I'm doing it, and then we'll pick it up from there. So, after the photo shoot is all said and done, I am going to have a chicken Caesar salad. No, I'm joking, I'm not gonna have that. I'm gonna have a Texan barbecue pizza. So barbecue base is gonna be from Pizza Hut, sweet corn, chicken, barbecue drizzle. And I'm also gonna have, which Ryan's been trying to guess what I'm gonna have as well, but it did make us chuckle. I didn't think about this, but I've been thinking about having like, you know, when you get the cookie and the ice cream on top and it kind of melts. I'm wondering if that's a hangover from like the weekend where I couldn't have cookies and couldn't have ice cream at the same time. But I did think about that before. And I'm gonna have some cheesy garlic bread. Now I'm not gonna have a big pizza and all this to myself. Me and Becca are gonna go halves because I think I'll bloat like hell if I was to eat all that. But yeah, that's the meal I'm looking forward to. And I'm gonna have that when I get back from my photo shoot in the evening probably. But I'm not gonna be like binge eating after the photo shoot. Like, I'm literally gonna have that one meal and then I'm going right back into normal routine, normal everything. But then I do go on holiday 5 days after, and there's a place there that does the best sushi. It does strawberry on a sushi, which sounds ridiculous, but it works. Somehow it works, and I'm gonna look forward to that as well. So when it comes to rear delt training, what a lot of people get wrong is they think about pulling their shoulder blades right back together. But after this point here, you stop using your rear delts as much and you start recruiting the muscles between your shoulder blades, like your middle traps, your rhomboids and things, because they're responsible for pulling the shoulder blades together. The rear delt is responsible from the movement from here to about here. Like, that's where it mostly does the work. After that, we start taking more, not them out of the equation because they still will work to retract your shoulder, to take it back, but you're going to start using some of the upper back muscles as well. So what we want to do is focus on keeping it more in this path from here to ensure that we keep all the tension in the rear delt. And what you'll probably notice is towards the end of that set there, when I really started struggling, I focused on just driving my elbows out to the side. And the reason I done that is because this, with your arm further away, is a lot more challenging, right? The weight is further away from my arm, so it's quite heavy. Whereas when I start bending my arm in here, it makes the same weight less weight because it's closer to the joint that I'm working. So then I can get a few extra reps out, still working the rear delts, but just not as much weight as if it was holding out to the side. So that's something that you can definitely utilize just to get a bit more stimulus to those rear delts when you're training them. So the next time that I'm going to be doing a video about my photo shoot is probably the day of the photo shoot. I probably won't do anything now until the actual day, and I'll take you guys along with me, record the day, and give you a live update as it goes along. Obviously it won't be completely live, I'll upload it after it's done, but I'll take you through the entire day, how it looks, and I'll take you through the Texan barbecue pizza, and maybe I'll record my reaction and see how much I enjoy it when it comes down to it. But yeah, any more updates will be coming very, very soon, and yeah, I'll see you in the next video.